Where were you 23 years ago on 9/11? Welcome to Modeling Manhood. As we think about September 11th, 2024, and we think back to uh, that devastating day here in America, if you were old enough to be around and old enough to remember, you probably have a memory. And today I want to talk to you guys about where I was on that day and kind of how things have progressed since then. So I was in my first year of teaching. I was in a little town called Sherman, and I can remember the TVs coming on and watching the first plane hit the Twin Towers with the students, and like it was just like unbelievable. And parents started calling the school, and kids were getting picked up, and it was just chaos. And then the second one hit, and then we hear about the Pentagon in Pennsylvania, and it's like, what is happening to our country? And we can ask the same thing now too. What is happening to our country as we head into elections this fall, and just the debates that are happening, and just the left saying this and the right saying that? We need to think about where our morals are as a country. And that is my encouragement to you guys. There's so much evil in this world, and 9/11 is a reminder of the evil, but also of the hope of people just working together, and the possibilities of what can be still good in the United States of America and around the world. So I hope that you guys have good memories more than bad memories, and see the hope that we have in this country. I got my shirt on that says, and I'll read it to you guys, in Psalms 33:12. It says, "Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord." And our nation was founded on godly principles, the principles that this book speaks so highly and clearly of if you just spend time reading it and getting to know it. And as a country, as we get further and further and further away from the truths of this book, we are heading towards times that are going to be terrible, and times that we can't even imagine, more wicked than we see in the world today. And that's really humbling and really sad, and should be an encouragement to you. If you're a Christian listening, just share the good news and the hope that you can find. Today I'd like to just talk about the Tower of Babel. As you're thinking about like the Twin Towers and other events of 9/11, I kept thinking back to the Tower of Babel, and how that day, when there was destruction, there was confusion. And if you watch some of the video footage of New York City that day, with the buildings coming down and people just running, and then the response of firefighters and emergency workers and police for the months to come, and years to come, just sorting through the rubble and all the debris, and even the people that are still struggling from health issues associated to things that they inhaled uh, as an aftermath of that horrific destruction. It's just really sad, but the way the country came together and rallied was unbelievable. And I just want to read to you guys a little bit from Genesis 11 here. "Now the whole earth had one language and the same words. And as people migrated from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar and settled there. And they said to one another, 'Come, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly.' And they had bricks of stone and bitumen for mortar. And they said, 'Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower, with its tops to the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be dispersed over the face of the whole earth.'" And you think of New York City with this massive population, and all these skyscrapers. I'm reading this. "And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, and the children of men had built. And the Lord said, Behold, there is one people, and they all have one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. and nothing they will propose to do will now be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord dispersed them from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off building the city. Therefore its name was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth. And from there the Lord dispersed them over the face of the earth. And you may be wondering, why did God confuse their language? And why did he make them all speak different languages and have to figure out who spoke like them and then go to their own areas? We have this thing in our mind as humans that we are invincible, maybe even immortal sometimes. And left to our own imaginations, we will always seek the wickedness and the destruction of others. And I think God was preventing this people who he had just destroyed after Noah's flood a couple chapters earlier from falling into the same mistake. He had seen the wickedness of the world. He had destroyed the world with a flood. Now all these people are deciding, let's make something for ourselves, something greater than the God that created us. And they were ultimately making their own God and building this city and this tower, and depending on their own strength rather than the strength of God. And we need to be reminded of that from time to time. And that's my hope today, just to tell you guys to think about what are you putting your trust in? What do you have lined up ahead of the one true God? What has become an idol in your life? What's become your focus? And I hope that that makes sense to you guys. And I want you guys just to be praying for those that are still struggling and still having a hard time, and pray for our leaders in this country because they need it. Thank you guys for joining us here at Modeling Manhood, and as always, remember to mirror your maker and journey with Jesus.